me, Kat, and I'm back. And today I wanted to talk about meditation a little bit more. I'm trying to get something put up online, but I'm not sure if the powers that be are gonna let it happen. I made something that started really as a wonderful heart meditation with the video that I was putting together. It has a little bit of music. It's only about a minute long. It's green and it's got old images, healing alchemy images in it for people to enjoy and help with the heart chakra meditation to integrate more love into your life and for you to allow more love out into the world. So when you do the meditation, you keep your feet planted on the floor, pretend like you have roots pulling you down into the ground, and as you watch it, you just kind of imagine your heart just getting bigger and allowing yourself to give more love into the world and allowing more love to come into your heart. So it's a beautiful meditation. So with that said, when you see that, that's how you're going to do that, but I will leave a little description in the box for you so you can read about it, because I don't want a lot of words to overtake how you're thinking or feeling, because I think sometimes the most important thing about meditation is to be able to observe your own thoughts. And sometimes if you have someone leading the meditation, they kind of put those thoughts and ideas into your mind. That can be good things, don't get me wrong, but I think it's better sometimes to listen to your own inner heart when you are doing a meditation. And the way that I have learned how to do meditation is in several different ways, and I'll talk about it. When I was very young, I was about 9 years old, my godmother introduced me to meditating. She introduced me to the idea of Buddhism. I was very lucky to speak with some really amazing people on the telephone. We're talking about back in the 70s here, so I'm gonna date myself a little bit, but I was given a mantra by one of them, and then some other Buddhists we spoke about the idea of imagining yourself on top of a globe, right? So you're one person on this earth, but then remember that there are many people on this earth, and that idea of finding connection with other people around you. So as the meditation was taught to me, it was first thinking about yourself and your health and your protection, and then extending that love and that kindness to, it's almost like you're reaching out to give someone a big hug, but it's coming from your heart and it's connecting you to other people. So it's a beautiful meditation, and I've loved working with that. Another form of meditation that is a lot of fun, actually, you can put on your favorite kind of music. It's almost better to do this with something that doesn't have any words in it. You put on any kind of instrumental music. It doesn't matter if it's Aphex Twin or Dysrhythmia or whatever you really like the most. So you put that on and you just dance, recognize where you are as a person, feel yourself being rooted, but as you move, you feel that ebb and flow of energy going on around you. So you've got, if you like doing all these kind of movements or whatever starts to pop out of you, just let it happen. Let that transform you and your energy, or take you back to your childlike self and just be goofy and have fun. It doesn't matter, you're alone in your meditation, so the only person that's going to judge you is you, but you're not going to judge you while you're doing it. You're just going to have fun. That's a point of the dance kind of meditation, is just realizing, and then you start to find different parts in your body. Oh wow, maybe I need to go see a doctor because something's not right with my knee there, right? So it's being gentle with yourself as you're moving around, but recognizing where you might have some aches and pains and what's going on, and maybe some things need to be addressed with your doctor. Okay, and another way of meditating, of course, is, you can do Buddhist meditations, you can do, Hindu type meditations, you can do any kind of religious meditations, depending on what your religious belief systems are. You can do a candlelight meditation where you focus on a flame. That works better for some people. For me, I love doing the dance ones. I also love just kind of sitting and being quiet, and observing my thoughts and starting to put intentions for what I want to happen in the day. So I might think, okay, I want my day to be joyful and happy and get a lot done in the house. We're gonna focus on being organized and clean today. Or today I'm really gonna focus on making a really cool YouTube video, so I'm gonna try and focus on that. So getting that idea of those intentions going on in your mind, so it takes you to, different parts in your day where you find, oh yeah, I really did set this intention and I got it done. Yay! So you feel like that you've actually accomplished what you really set out and intended to do in that day and time. Another kind of meditation is to use something like a crystal. This is actually more of a mineral. This is a piece of mica, and I actually found this at the dog park. I've been finding some really super cool stones and minerals and gems and stuff at the dog park of all places. Really cool. One of the first things that I wanted to do when I was a little girl, I wanted to be a geologist. And then I decided, I was about 5 years old when I wanted to be a geologist. And when we moved to upstate New York, I started finding all these fossils and things, and I started getting really into archaeology and mythology and stuff. And then I wanted to be an archaeologist and a geologist. And then I started getting really into looking at the stars. So then I was interested in astronomy, astrology. I went through this whole thing of all these things that I wanted to do in my lifetime. So it's kind of funny because I'm back to being the gemaholic that I am. Which isn't a bad thing, it's a good thing. But a meditation that you can do is to actually hold this almost close up to your third eye, right in here. So you can actually, if I were to bring this down, you would see my eyes kind of going like this, and it would make me look like I'm cross-eyed. So I'm not gonna do that because I was trying to do that in one of previous video and it just wasn't working. So I'm not gonna do it. But as I said, this mica actually has some really cool properties to it. One of them being that it reflects back to you good things and bad things. So a really cool meditation that you can do with something like mica, if you have a piece of it, is to sit, and you can hold it lower if you'd like to, and close your eyes and get the visual image of your stone. Or even better, what I like to do is to actually hold it up close and to focus on it. And so I'll go through the process of grounding. So I imagine that I have roots growing down into the earth, and I will stare at this piece. I did this meditation earlier. So take a deep breath in for about 8 counts, hold it for about 4 counts and then let my air out for about 10 counts, and then start to kind of focus not just on the gem, but start letting yourself go to a time in your life where maybe things weren't so great, so to speak. And allow yourself to just observe it. Observe the good things, observe the bad things. And you can essentially kind of put your hand through to that time period and, you know, hold on to the hand of that yourself when you were 8 years old or 10 years old, however old you were, and say, it's okay, come here with me. So what you're doing is you're integrating that part of your childhood back into who you are as a person, because when trauma happens, your soul kind of leaves the physical realm, the physical body, and goes into another space. And so the idea is reaching out to that child, that teenager, that tween, saying, come here, it's okay, I'm right here, we're gonna talk about this, right? So you can look at your trauma from another aspect other than what you've been reliving over and over again in flashbacks. Because I know for myself, because of flashbacks, that I have a hard time doing any kind of meditation that is long and anything with candles. And part of the reason with candles, with the flame, is because I do have a fear of fire. But that's a different story for another day. So I tend to work with gemstones. And so, for example, meditation that I did earlier, I got myself to the point where I was kind of seeing myself again as a 9-year-old. I was seeing myself with the blisters on my hands because I burned my hands so badly. I see myself as a really quiet kid that used to be very outgoing and bubbly and have a lot of fun, but became very introverted and very shy and scared to show anyone her hands, scared to shake people's hands because my hand hurt because I burned them so badly, and becoming, you know, very kind of removed myself from my friends to a certain degree because I was embarrassed by these scars that I had on my hands. I was ashamed of the scars that I had on my hands. I didn't want anyone to see them, and I felt really stupid, and, you know, just a whole long list of things that was going on when I was 9 years old. So, you know, I kind of took that 9-year-old by my hands, and the idea in the meditation is to kind of embrace that time period, that child in that time period, and say, it's okay, everything's gonna be okay. I mean, I started crying, and I had to, you know, I actually had to go within and remind myself, okay, when I was 9, what did I want? I wanted a husky. It's like, okay, you grow up and you're gonna have a husky. And sort of like that inner child inside of me is like, I have a husky. I have a husky. You know, all those fossils and all of those things that you've been collecting all over your life. We've got a whole bunch of them. And you know how you were really into mermaids? Well, the house that you're living in right now, you're decorating it, and it kind of looks like a little mermaid cove because they've got like shells and gemstones and cool stuff all over the place. And you know, so it's like that inner child in me is like, really? You know, so it's that idea of allowing that childlike creativity and all of those feelings to integrate into where you are as an adult. It doesn't matter how old you are. I think it's really important to be able to embrace your inner child and let that child know it's okay. Everything's gonna be okay. And for myself as a child, I have been, besides, I don't know if you can actually say the word, so I'm just gonna say I was violated. I was dealing with narcissistic people, so I was quite empathic even as a child. So, and I had this affinity for animals and all things aquatic. Who wanted to seriously be a mermaid? So it's kind of funny to look back at that time in my life and kind of realign myself into remembering those things that I loved so much and allowing those feelings to be expressed in a healthy way and allowing myself to learn that boundaries are important and it's not cool to have someone violate your boundaries. It's wrong. So it's vital for myself and any other person who is an empath that has been traumatized to learn about setting boundaries. It's not about building a shield and saying, no, I can't come in, never again. It's about, knowing what is right, what is wrong, going to your core values and ethics as a person and knowing, yeah, that was highly inappropriate and no one should have been doing that. I was a child, right? So no one should have touched me there when I was 13. No, it doesn't matter who it was. Grown men should not do that to a child. That is so highly inappropriate and wrong, So you need to learn how to set those boundaries. And it's not about putting yourself in a bubble and putting yourself away in that bubble. It's about learning how to, just say no. And even if you said no when you were a child or a teenager or in your 20s or whenever anything like that happens with another individual, or if you being brought up and there's narcissistic people around you, chances are, like me, you may feel like you're not worthy. You may have self-esteem that has suffered. You may feel like a failure. You're gonna have a whole gamut of feelings just because if you've grown up around narcissistic individuals, they tend to kind of squash your dreams. They tend to make you feel not good about yourself. So you don't feel good about yourself. You feel badly. You grow up being hesitant to talk about things. You grow up and you realize that you feel like you haven't reached your full potential. So it's about realizing that everyone is different. Everyone heals on a different timeline, and you have to give yourself credit for getting through traumas in your life. You have to give yourself credit for surviving, and you have to learn how to allow that credit that you're giving yourself to help to build your ego and your self-esteem, and that you as a person are nowhere on that narcissistic spectrum, but you are on that empathic spectrum, and you are someone that wants to help heal people. You are someone that wants to help people. You are someone that maybe you're like me and you're vegan and you love animals and you want to help animals. For myself, I feel the most rewarded when I am working in a rescue or I'm pet sitting for a whole bunch of, a goofy clan of pets. you know, so I have fun when I do something like that. And it's funny because when I think back on my childhood, you know, yeah, okay, I wanted to be an archaeologist. I wanted to find a whole bunch of gemstones and cool stuff like that, but I loved animals. I grew up riding horses, and I've always wanted to work with horses. I've always loved like the furriest burros you've ever seen, or the, you know, really outrageously furry, adorable, like little Shetland ponies and things, you know. And I have enjoyed tremendously working, whether it's at a rescue or I'm pet sitting for someone and I'm helping take care of these adorable ponies, you know. It's just sort of like, ah, yes, you know, my childhood self is so happy because that's what I'm doing and I'm earning money doing it. So it's about finding those areas in your life that you're so passionate about and really making it happen, whether you want to be a pet sitter, whether you want to be an actor, whether you want to be a singer, whether you want to be a dancer. It's about finding that passion, but it's not just finding that passion, it's about doing it, which sometimes can be the hardest thing in the world to do. I know it can be scary to, you know, kind of creep out of your own little bubble that you've made for yourself, and you need to learn that you need to burst that bubble, and you can't live in that bubble because then who's gonna be able to, you know, communicate with you or even talk to you if you keep yourself in your little bubble and you're wrapped up, and you know, you may be able to sit in there and like have your little bubble wrap going. But then I mean, anyone that's trying to reach you and get to you, they're gonna be like, can you hear me in there? You've got all that bubble wrap around you. You're just going with your bubble wrap, right? You've got your own little bubble. So that's why I say, don't essentially think that you're in a bubble in order to protect yourself. Or even put a shield to deflect up, because then the people that are trying to reach you can't do so. So that's why the heart meditations are so important, because it opens up your heart chakra and it allows you to give more love out to people, and it allows you to be able to receive more love from people. So that's why I think the heart chakra is so important. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like my video, I would appreciate either a thumbs up or a thumbs down. You can let me know what I can do better. Leave a comment. If you want to leave a little thumbs up in the comment, that would be really cool too. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Thanks. Bye.